Greetings from Southern Yankee Homestead. If this is your first time, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. The video is a little bit kind of whitewashed. It's because the lens is probably fogged up because I just brought the camera out from 72 degrees into 91 degrees with 85% humidity. It'll probably clear up somewhere along the lines. If not, sorry. Anyhow, today we're getting back into the EM15, the Digg EM15. And we've been out of town for about a week, and during that week time frame I decided I was going to spend a little money on Amazon. So what did we get? We got a box. Actually, we did. We got a box and paper. Straight from China via Amazon. So what this is, in theory, is a fancy bracket, a couple hoses, and a thumb. Yes, we're going to try to put a thumb on the excavator. Let's see how this goes. Already seen a slight problem already. Yep, it's as advertised. It's even on backwards. No, that should be right. No, it's on right. Yeah. Online it was on backwards. So. There's the thumb. What I'm not sure about is this end. Need to get a measurement real quick. So this is going to be difficult because my calipers approximately 95 millimeters. Don't ask me what it is in inches. I'm not putting a battery in this. And this is... We're going to have to get creative with this one. It's not going to be as simple as I had originally hoped. Let me show you why. For ease of use, I just pulled the thumb out. Here, I pulled the hydraulic cylinder out. So in theory, this should mount up right here, but this boom is wider and that is way narrower. It might work. I think we're going to have to modify this a little bit. Fortunately, I don't have a good way to do it. Maybe the right size if I get this to work though. I think what we're going to do is we're going to pull the bucket off real quick. That ain't going to work. Just putting the load on the bucket. Alright. Yeah! What do you want? Oh, what do you want? Oh, okay. I was trying to hear what you wanted. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. You want the stroller?
They don't have scissors there. Move around.
Want some wind on you? that good? Alright, I'm gonna make a little noise real quick. Now then, what I don't have is the right wrench for this. I believe this is a 33 millimeter or a 34. I got a 32 and a 35. 32 is too small, 35 is too big. But I do have a 1 5/16, which pretty snug. And then I have 1/2 inch to 3/4 adapter and a 1/2 inch wrench. Hey, it works. Go. Back over to the table. I do believe I put my calipers away. That was a little premature of me. Oh, nope, right here. Alright, so, got our old bolt and our new bolt. So our old bolt measures 24 millimeters. Our new bolt is 24 millimeters. So it looks like they're the same or similar enough. Yeah. By golly, this just might work. Thinking how to do this. I really want to do this, but I'm having one slight issue. This is a grease bolt. This is a standard 8.8, semi-standard 8.8. I have no way of getting grease in here with this bolt. That could be an issue. Just when I'm impressed, or getting impressed with this system, I find something that just boggles the mind. So I went ahead and knocked bushings out of the boom. Out of here. And what do I find? There's two bushings, one on either side, and a piece of PVC spacer. Focus. I kid you not. That is a horribly cut piece of PVC plastic. That's it. That was sitting effectively like this. It does make it a little easier and difficult at the same time. because my thought right now, because this bracket is not going to work. This is the bracket that holds the hydraulic cylinder. The problem is, it's supposed to go like this. Well, it's actually supposed to go in here and bolt in. The problem is, my bracketry is narrower than my thumb. This is going to take some engineering, and that's even before I get into plumbing the hoses. How bad do I want to do this? Because I don't have a bandsaw anymore, so I'm going to be doing this with flat wheels. Then I'm going to have to drill the boom as well, so I can put a grease fitting in there. Cut and grind on the bucket, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Not worried about cutting and grinding on the bucket. Let me think about this for a little bit, and I'll get back to you. Alright, sorry about the noise. It's a little wet out right now, but I think I have an idea of what I'm going to do. So my bracket won't fit here, but the hydraulic cylinder will. It actually fits pretty dang good. Now the problem is, so my hydraulic cylinder will fit here. I got to drill this out in order for this to stay. And these are in the way. Since this isn't the stock tab, we're going to have to modify it a little. And since I can't find the stock thumb, we're definitely going to have to modify it a little because, well, I'd order the right one, but apparently they have their own setup. So we're going to take someone else's off Amazon and modify it to fit. We're going to start by cutting these two tabs off. One here and one on this side. That should allow this cylinder to go down closer. It's also interesting that I'm right here. I got 3 inches away, 2.5, 2 to 3 inches between the cylinder and the hydraulics. I got plenty of clearance on both sides. I don't know if it's going to work out. Also, I went ahead and ordered a drill bit because this is at like 24 millimeter and this is 25. Yeah, I know. Moderately lighter. Chinese anyways. Yeah, it's not going to work as well as I'd hoped. Let's just see out of curiosity. I'm really not grinding on that cylinder to be able to bring it down more. Approximately right there. I'm going to reutilize the old bracket. I'm going to cut the hell out of it too. To continue, I need to take off some of this bracket up to at least here. You cut this off. This would be so much easier if I had a plasma cutter. I have about an hour here. I'm going to go over what I did and then see about moving forward a little bit. So if you notice, I've got the thumb somewhat installed. Identified two issues with this. First, this distance here could be a little bit longer. I think if these tubes are more up here, it'd be better, because these inner tubes are hitting the boom right now, which is fine. I'll have enough to work with. To get this to fit, I ended up having to cut this down a little. So the cross tube where it attaches here at this pin, I ended up cutting it down. What I did was I took an overall measurement of the width with the bucket on here, and then I had to modify the other side. We'll get into that later. I then found the width of the thumb, subtracted this width from it, which gave me the difference as far as how wide this is versus the boom with the, I don't even know, with the bucket on there where it pins in. So with that point in mind, I took the distance difference divided by half, which gave me 26 millimeters. So I needed this side to be 26 millimeters and this side to be 26 millimeters. I then got out the good old-fashioned cutter with a cutoff blade and rough cut these two pieces off. Once I had that rough cut, it was a matter of using a grinding wheel, flap wheel, and some sandpaper on a stick to actually grind it down till it was completely smooth and even 26 millimeters. I think I ended up going to 25 so that I have a little bit of space there, but regardless, I finally got it down. I will, when I disassemble this, go ahead and hit it with some 220 grit sandpaper. That way it's completely fine and I'm not grinding down my bucket pin at all. So from there, you already saw me cut the tabs off here. We got to modify this. So here's my hydraulic ram. I lost the cap. Let me go fix that. I got it. It's on here backwards, but I can't utilize these pins here. So what I'm going to do is this bracket that is way too thick to fit here, I'm going to cut this off, bevel the edges heavily, and I already went up here and just did a rough in of where I'm going to cut this bracket so that we can slip this bracket in there and weld it on. This will give me, if I cut it right, I can weld it to this piece of the bracket that I leave here and weld it on both sides as well as the bottom. I'm hoping that's enough strength so that I don't do any damage when I'm using this. But if I do, so be it. Clear as mud? Yeah, this was I was hoping this would be a bolt-in, but it's not, and as far as I can tell, there's no support for these at all. So anything you do is going to have to be something along this line. I also found that my hydraulic lines, this is backwards right now. I was using the cylinder to look at fittings. My hydraulic lines do not match up to this hydraulic line, so I'm going to have some adapters. But the good news is, with this going right here and the hydraulic lines here, I've got plenty of free space here. So I can take this and hitch it directly up to this once I get the right adapters. Don't ask what the adapters are going to be, because in all honesty, I don't know yet. Because realistically, I don't know hydraulics. I'm just going to go to a hydraulic shop with a fitting, this fitting and this bushing, and try to find a adapter the as well as a quick disconnect that I can put between these. I'm putting a quick disconnect because, well, I already have an auger, so it'd be nice to be able to put the auger on this. I'll just have to do this with a, strap this to the boom when that time comes. But can't put the auger on here anyways. I got a QD, but I want to see if I can find a small, anyhow, I'm going to shut up now and start cutting stuff. Real quick, before I start cutting on this, I need to cut on the thumb. So, there's a little bracket in here that hits the bucket, so the thumb is not going to close all the way. Even if I curl the bucket, the thumb's going to move with it. So this little bracket here needs to be moved. So we're going to actually cut that off first. And then we're going to move to cutting this once we're sure this will clear all the way down to here. That left wheel's dead. Well, ain't that just some peachy crap? I'm gonna have to notch this out too. That's fine. I can at least see it's gonna work. Oh. I got some scrap metal I can reinforce it with. Or you just might not. Who knows? Alright.